there is a board game that goes along with this TV show, and I've got to be honest, I'm slightly tempted to get it, even though I'm way over the target audience age. This is absolutely adorable. Mickey and the Roadster Racers is, of course, a Disney Junior Mickey Mouse cartoon series, and as much as, I've said this before, I love the traditional kind of 40s to early noughties Mickey Mouse. This kind of more CGI approach to Mickey Mouse I still really like, and I think Disney Junior hit the nail on the head when they give young children Mickey Mouse cartoons. And Mickey and the Roadster Racers, the first episode, I watched it to just kind of see what it was like, what the pacing was like. Yeah, I kind of found this to be quite thrilling. I would have liked there to have been more racing in the introduction, in the theme song and the opening titles. It looks amazing, and my first thought was, I need this to be a console game. I'm not sure if it is a console game. It's definitely a board game, but I'm a big fan of Crash Team Racing, and I kind of feel like this could be Disney's version of that. It looks so fun. The concept is pretty simple, as you can imagine. The series as a whole revolves around Mickey Mouse, Minnie, Pluto, Goofy, Daisy, and Donald, who have these vehicles that look like cars, but then they transform into these very wacky creations. Minnie's is like kind of pink and really long, and I won't spoil the other ones, actually. You can watch it and find out, because it's a lot of fun. But they kind of transform, not like Transformers, they just change from ordinary cars into something with a bit more personality, and they race around Hot Dog Hills. In this first episode, Mickey's Wild Tire, they meet racing champion Jiminy Johnson, and Mickey wants to surprise him with a certain gift, but unfortunately that gift is being compromised by Pete, who sees this gift, it's much better than the gift that he had for Jiminy Johnson, and tries to claim it as his own. So that's not very nice. The message there is very clear. Don't steal the gift that somebody else has to give to somebody. Pete is a character. Pete's unusual because on the one hand he's kind of a Disney villain, at the other hand he's kind of part of the gang. Certainly when you watch Goofy movie, he's in there quite a lot. Very odd character, and I never quite know how to feel towards him, but I've got to say I don't like him as a character. I really couldn't care less about him, to be perfectly honest. But his history throughout Disney, very interesting one. But anyway, as the episode develops, it's all about him trying to get this gift, Mickey obviously trying to keep it, and then surprise Jiminy Johnson with it before it's too late. Don't like the name Jiminy. I think Disney should not name other characters something where a different character has that name. So obviously you hear Jiminy, you think cricket. They could have come up with something a little bit more unique for this character. Unless, of course, he is a human version of Jiminy Cricket, in which case that opens a whole other can of worms. The actual racing, as I said, I would have liked to have seen more of it. It wasn't quite as fun as it looked like in the opening titles, but I still enjoyed the vehicles. I thought the animation design of the vehicles was great. The way they moved looked quite realistic. I really enjoyed that. Donald could have said more. Donald didn't have too much of a leading role in this, which is a shame. It was definitely more about Goofy and Mickey, and Pete, of course. Pete's voiced by Jim Cummings, Goofy by Bill Farmer, Bret, Iwan voices Mickey Mouse, Jiminy is voiced by Jimmy Johnson. The voice acting is great. I'm really impressed with a lot of 21st century Disney voice acting for classic characters. A lot of them have just got the nail on the head with those voices, because it's important, to keep the voices as close to the traditional ones by Clarence Nash, Pinto Colvig, Walt Disney, as they can be, and that certainly seems to be the case. So I actually really enjoyed this, and it's the first one where I've been tempted to carry on watching it. For example, I watched Minnie's Bow Tunes, which is another Disney Junior one, and I liked the first episode, but didn't really consider watching anymore. But with this one, actually kind of thoroughly enjoyed the animation of it, and the narrative not so much, but the visual quality I really liked. Slightly tempted. Might actually keep watching. If you haven't seen it and you're a fan of Disney, check it out. It's good fun. It's obviously immature and juvenile and not overly complicated, but it's a good way to kind of relax and enjoy the characters that you love without needing to think too much about it. I'm very impressed with the animation. I think it's really beautiful. The voice acting, of course, is great. I enjoyed this a lot better than I thought, and yeah, I might actually watch another episode. Mickey and the Roadster Racers definitely gets my vote.